Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you a profit update on my automated CryptoHopper trading bot that I deployed just about a month ago. And when I configured this bot, I set it up to actually trigger buy orders based on TradingView alerts. As you can see, each one of these buy orders is actually triggered by TradingView alerts. And so these TradingView alerts are basically firing off each time the price breaches the trend line like you see here on the chart. TradingView will actually send CryptoHopper an alert anytime it gets this bullish signal, which is the price crossing and closing above this upper trend line. So this would have been a signal here, and this would have been a signal here as well. The bearish signal would not actually trigger an alert because as of today, CryptoHopper does not actually offer true shorting. So this bot was actually configured only to go long based on a bullish breach of the upper trend line. And if we click on the little alarm clock over here, that will pull up my actual alerts. And the first alert that comes up is the actual alert that is sending the signal to CryptoHopper. If I click on edit, you can see the condition is my recon trend line indicator, a bullish breakout. And that is based on once per bar close. I actually want it to close above the trend line. And then this webhook URL is what actually sends the alert to CryptoHopper. And down here in the message box is where you put in your instructions. In this case, the action is to buy, the coin is ETH. Now, if you want access to this actual indicator, it is a private indicator that I have created, but I have made it available to my YouTube members. So all you need to actually do is jump over to YouTube, go to the Recon Trader YouTube page, click on join. And once you become a channel member, you will have access to actually all my private indicators that I've made available to the YouTube members. So with that all being said, let's jump over to CryptoHopper and take a look at some of the numbers. And so from the CryptoHopper dashboard, I can click on the Hopper, which is the Recon Trendline strategy, give that a click. And then from the strategy itself, if I scroll down, I can find all the trade history right next to the latest 5 sells. And so I will go ahead and click on all trade history so we can see how this actually played out over the last month. Now, something you should notice is that I do manually manage my bots, and therefore I never recommend you copy any of my strategies because I manually manage all of my bots, whether it's a grid bot or a indicator-based bot. I am actually watching the charts all day long, and so I will occasionally manually execute trades where I know a lot of folks actually deploy these bots to be basically automated. So again, I am just showing you how to configure one of these bots, not how to copy my strategies. And so right here you can see I manually sold this position, and you might wonder why would I do that? While I'm still working on the trend line breach indicator, it does occasionally paint multiple alerts, and so I ended up with 2 open positions and I really only wanted 1 open position, so I closed one of the positions in order to only have that 1 open position. I have rules or a strategy in place and I need to stick to it. Now, if we scroll down back to the beginning of when I actually deployed this CryptoHopper bot, and if I click on load more, there's nothing more to load. And so we're back here at the beginning of when I actually deployed the bot. And you can see right out the gate, we get a TradingView alert and the bot captured profit based on a trailing stop loss. Now, I believe my profit target for this particular bot was 1.4% and my stop loss was 0.7%. So I had basically a 1 to 2 risk versus reward ratio, so I only have to be right just over 33% of the time for this bot to be profitable. Now, if you're curious about the settings that I used for this particular bot, I will drop a link in the description down below, and you can watch that video on how I actually configure and deploy this particular bot. Now, after the initial win, you can see the bot lost 3 trades in a row. However, the next trade was a winner, which I actually manually closed because I do have the trailing stop loss activated on this bot, and I did not want this to actually walk back. I believe it's 0.7%. I wanted to lock in close to that 5% profit on this particular trade. Again, that's based on my strategies, my risk tolerance, and how I manage my bots. Now, here's an example where we get multiple prints on the indicator, and so I ended up with 3 open positions, and unfortunately it happened at 2 o'clock in the morning, and so I was not able to actually manage this, and they all ended up being losers. But the very next trade ended up being a decent winner, and in this case it actually closed via the trailing stop loss. So this particular trade actually got as high as 5%. And then when the price retraced back down that 0.7%, it executed the trailing stop loss. Now we get another double print. I manually sold one, and the trailing stop loss took profit on the next one. And so this is a perfect example of why my indicators for the most part are private, because I am constantly working on them and trying to improve them. I understand, for example, on this indicator there can be reprints, and I can manage that. If I made this a public indicator where everyone could use it, more than likely you're going to have a lot of inexperienced traders using it and not understanding what repainting or reprinting is on an indicator, and they're going to get frustrated with the indicator. Now if we scroll up, you can see we get a streak of losses, another win. Here's one of those double prints where I end up closing one of the positions. Actually, I think I end up closing all 3 of these positions because this is actually 3 different prints. And then we get 3 more prints, and you can see I manually closed 2 of them, and the trailing stop loss eventually was able to capture profit on the next one. Now we get a batch of losers, and actually one position that I manually closed for a small win. And something I noticed with this strategy is obviously it does better in a bullish or a upward trending market. It doesn't have to be a bull market per se, as long as the market is trending up. In a bear market even, which we are in right now, it still performs well, but as soon as that price starts going down or it starts to chop sideways, that is where this indicator gets chewed up and pretty much spit out. Now if we keep scrolling up, you see some winners, some losers. Again, you can pretty much tell from the results when the market is pumping or when it's actually dumping based on these results. And don't worry, by the time I'm finished here, I will give you the overall results. I just want you to see all the different trades that this bot took during the month that it has actually been deployed. And that's pretty much all the trades this bot took. So at the end of the day, the bot executed 134 trades, 67 buys, 67 sells. Now the losses added up to a negative 28.11%, and then the wins added up to a positive 35.82%. And so overall, the bot ended up being profitable around 7.71%. Now, after fees and what have you, the bot ended up capturing just over 5% profit. Which, given the fact the ETH price was pretty volatile during that month, it had a lot of pumps and dumps, I think this bot did win the battle for the month. However, I am going to shut it down. I think there is some tweaking that needs to be done. Also, I would prefer to be able to capture both the bullish and the bear moves. I think that would add in some additional profit to this actual strategy. So I think that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Now I will be configuring and deploying more CryptoHopper bots in the future, so you might want to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss any of those future videos. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. I will drop a link to CryptoHopper in the description down below. And until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.